Back at Maverick PT, we just got done using the foam wedge in that kind of dorsiflex position, really hitting home on the taking up the slack in that sagittal plane, forward and backwards, to go after some of our frontal plane, some of our rotational plane stuff. So now I have our little BAPs board. It's a great little guy. Great multi-purposeful tool that we can use for dorsiflex type stuff. Going after the sagittal plane, we can go after the frontal plane, going after really driving that eversion, kind of the old subtalar joint. We're going to play around with some pick and some presses, kind of show you what that looks like, kind of to amp things up a little bit. BAPs board and the BAPs board in combination with the foam wedge. We're going to go ahead and switch feet a little bit for you, and I'll go ahead and turn to the side in a second, give you guys a little bit of a different perspective in terms of what we're doing. We're going to load In Synch Rotation first. We're going to go just kind of straight anterior, right in front of the knee. We're going to go about knee to ankle high to ground high. So you can see in terms of my ankle, I'm already positioning myself in which the calcaneus is everting. So I'm really kind of getting that TZ1 kind of loading, which I want to go after in terms of that frontal plane collapse of not just the foot and the ankle, but of the knee and the hip, as well as the trunk, to help facilitate that rotation a little bit more, so that functional 3D mobility or pronation, that loading that we need. Let's go 45 degrees, right anterior lateral, reach to the right, a little pick, a little press. Get creative with the presses. We don't have to, I like to add as much twist and rotation as possible when I'm able to. I also like to add a little side bend into it, so I can really drive that type 2 out of sync here as I come on out a little bit as well. And let's drive in sync, kind of 90. And man, I can really, guys, in the butt, really feel kind of that pelvic girdle just really screaming and really working. Again, T-spine mobility. We love to disassociate the pelvis from the thoracic spine and that shoulder girdle, that scapula from the thoracic spine. What the T-spine does, the scapula will do, kind of vice versa, and all the way down in the hips. Treat the body as an integrated unit. Kinetic chain, force-producing system that is linked together. It's given that name for a reason. Let's drive out of sync now, and that'll give you a little side angle, and then we'll throw the wedge on up there to kind of give us that super duper, what I call the super duper pilgrim load. Super duper, just really gonna get that chain to really collapse, give us a great pick, give us a great hunting and gathering session. Left foot up, right leg back, right tippy toe, right arm. You're gonna drive forward, knee to ankle high. I want you to rotate, great pull, and a good press. A good pick, and a good press. Felt a couple little cracks right there. So 45 degrees. And now let's go 45 to 90. You can also cross over the top of your leg. You don't need a whole lot of weight for these guys. Very humbling activities. Pick and the press, pick and the press. For everybody at home for your viewing purposes, let's go ahead and get a little side angle going so you can kind of see. Kind of a steep little angle. It's really getting that butt. We're taking out the slack in the system and that frontal plane, that side to side plane, so we can go more after kind of a little bit that sagittal plane, but a lot that transverse plane. There's a lot of times that we're going to be more successful in one plane than another if you go after it. So what we're going to do, let's drive in sync. So I'm going to drive 45 to 90 degrees, in sync rotation, pelvic girdle rotating in the same direction as the shoulder girdle. They're top down drivers, and as you can see, the left arm get a great load, a great pull. I'm also giving a great press up to the wagon with the goodies I just harvested. Let's go ahead and switch that up. Let's drive out of sync. Driving out of sync, then press. Drive out of sync, press for me, out of sync, and press, out of sync. Great pull with the right arm, great press with the left. Top down, bottom up drivers here. The left arm, we're kind of using this this teeter-totter-like loading system in which the right arm now is facilitating and loading that left butt and that left hip as we drive out of sync and load. Again, add some progressive oscillations. The left arm, the little pull in that direction is helping to load, which is being driven by top-down driver from the right upper extremity. When we unload to load again, we drive from the bottom up and the top down. Starts from the ground up. We're going to pull with the right arm. The left arm is going to help drive rotation in the thoracic spine on the right side to give us that in sync rotation and to help load that scapulothoracic joint on the right side. It doesn't matter if you're throwing, a swinging athlete, or an athlete at all, you need to be able to disassociate your thoracic spine from the hips. If you don't, you're French toast. All kinds of degenerative joint disease, arthritic type changes throughout the system. Play around with these guys. We're next going to the BAPs in combination with the foam wedge for our pick and presses.